What's up, Nitro Gang? Happy Friday night Nitro. We're gonna make a Nitro kit, a runner. Hopefully, eventually, sooner rather than later. Let me say hello to everyone that is here. Eventually, sooner rather than I had to pause.
Why?
Quality issue.
Not on my end.
I'm back. Sorry for that minor little technical difficulty. If you guys can say hell yeah if you can hear me, and just reconfirm that the audio is coming in crisp and clear, just like this blue Sen body. John Hensley, Big Boys Toys, all aspects set, RPM, Rock and Roll, and No Fluff RC, RPM Nitro, Rustic RC. How you guys doing? Just make sure once again we should be live. Always a bit of a problem in the beginning. Nobody knows why, but what I know is
So scratchy.
audio still bad.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Nichols Hill, Rory, how you doing? Take two. Let's see if this has been an improvement or not. I'm going to wait a while myself now. Once again, sickening that this is how it has to be. Take two. Let's see if this has been an improvement or not. I'm going to wait. How you doing there, Monty Kriska? Hopefully the audio has come through. I've already reset it about 4.5 times. It's really making me use a good amount of the deodorant I just put up. You know what I'm saying? Not fun at all. Not fun at all. I'm going through deodorant faster than this Nitro is going to go through the damn wheels. Sick. You know what? Why do I put myself through this Friday night stress? I know why. Because I love this stuff. That's why. Lackadaisical, how you doing, Mario? All right, everyone is saying the sound is good. Got to tell you guys, one of these days, I'm just going to have to disappear because technical difficulties are just not in my blood. Nitro difficulties I could deal with, but tech, I hate tech. Let me tell you something. Back when I was in high school and I had to take C++, that pissed me off a lot. That's why I did not go into computers. I went into Nitro. All right, let's get back to reality. Calm down and chill out. John Hensley, Lotus, how you guys doing? Anyway, this past week, you guys might have quickly seen I put up a post in the community page of the RJ Speed kit that I got. And bros, about 2 hours after, it was discontinued. So, like I always say, I buy what I tell other people to buy. Unfortunately, these manufacturers just do not consider stockpiling the things we want. Jose Velasquez, how you doing, man? Happy to see you here right now, and hopefully soon, very soon. All right, bros. Got some good news. Got some very well average news, you could say. To catch us all up on what's going on, that is still that T-Max engine. I am waiting to do the power up program on that Pro 15, so that's still on the table right here. And this is the Sen that I brought back from the dead a couple days ago. You guys saw this during the last stream. This thing is a sickening runner. Two-wheel drive, honestly, I would not even want four. The two-wheel drive in this is wonderful. KPKP wants to know how old is this vehicle? So this is from the late 90s. Safe to say it's approaching or has just hit 30 years old. Now, I'll tell you this. This week, I thought we lost another Nitro, but it seems that RJ Speed still has a version of the one that I will be unboxing today, shortly. So if you want to pick up the funny car version, it is available and you can actually get it. But this scent is mine. Can't give it to you. It's blue, and I love it. And it ran, surprisingly, very, very well. No Fluff RC. I'm sorry, bro. It takes me a little while to respond to the Facebook messages. There's something wrong with this whole messenger thing, But hopefully, I will be picking up the new Savage XL when they are back in stock at A-Main. To be honest with you, I don't go to my local hobby store. The reason is they don't know my name, and they choose to keep it that way. Okay? It's not like I'm asking to be a famous guy or anything like that, but I've been going there to buy fuel prior to, Bones Brew for many, many years. And yeah, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. I'm not gonna say I care about the respect. I don't care whether they respect me or not. It's a matter of there's really just no purpose in going there. I was just talking to my good buddy John Hensley over here recently. He bought a couple servos from his hobby store, and he is underwhelmed a little bit, and a couple other people as well. At the end of the day, do we need the hobby stores? Yes. Do we got hobby stores online? Yes. Do I personally care in person or online? No. Okay. All right. Anyway, Jorge, how you doing? Sorry, my dudes, I'm just not very happy at my local store. They just don't like a brother over here, I guess because whenever I go there, I'm not really buying like the high profit items. I'm not doing like the crawler upgrades. I'm not doing their stupid little batteries that they sell for like triple the price of Amazon. I only go there to buy literally the only things I've ever bought at the hobby stores are fuel filters, fuel line, and nitro fuel. That's it. Never bought anything else there. They could kiss it. Anyway, guys, if you want, I'll give you a quick look at the Sen after some of the major repairs. We could take a look at it because, yes, in the box is the newest of the RJ Speed Pro stock dragsters. Now, you might already know, I actually have had one of these models for a really, really long time. And it isn't this one. This is a new one I just picked up, and within about 2 hours, they were discontinued. So you can't get this one. But we'll take a more detailed look at the box and some information online. I actually have the manual pulled up. And if we're going to run into a problem, I think it will be a engine problem. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. By the way, this week, Nitro Pimp is doing his Slayer giveaway. If you guys have not entered, I will give you the link to the video right here. Go put Slayer Pro, and you'll be entered. All right. We got about 58 viewers here. I got to give it a couple more minutes, Let's take a quick look at the Sen. Gotta tell you, the blue's probably the best looking thing on this body. People go out of their way to like overpaint things, make things really attractive, bro. Just make it blue. Just make it blue. Just make it orange. Just make it yellow. I like solid colors. Speed Freak, how you doing? All right, you all want to see? Like I said, just make it blue. All right, here we go. I mean, it's a bit really, really basic chassis, but I'll tell you this. It's easy to start. It runs cool. It's easy to run, and it has relatively good ride height. Normal pull starter, ABC construction, a clean rear exhaust style setup. The only bad thing is it does have bushings. You know what this car has in common with the RJ Speed? Oh, did you just peek in there? Oh, God, dude, you peeked in there, didn't you? You peeked in this, didn't you? That's right. Rory Holler goes, just paint it green. Yeah, I like solid colors, man. It's all about solid colors. You don't got to make nothing else crazy. That's right. Booster RC goes, unless it's a John Deere edition. We still got that one. It's on the bottom of one of my shelves. Personally, solid colors is what you want. All right. I am real happy the way this thing ran. Honestly, the chassis layout is real user-friendly. In fact, I actually like this chassis layout way more than the RS4. Everything is real nice and centered. The linkages are straightforward. It's a single speed, but sometimes that's basically all you need. All right, bros. Enough talking. I think we're going to open her up in a bit. 3D printed body post. I mean, it's the best I could do. It's not the best because they're not exactly direct fit, but looks pretty good, right? It's not too bad. I did a couple little body repairs around some of the heavy wear areas. Only problem is I am missing the wing. I got it without the wing, but for a real bottom of the barrel Sen, I think it's actually come quite a long way. All right, bros. Who here wants me to remove this and open up the box? Let's go. I got the cutter ready. By the way, I have never opened up one of these dragsters, so I'm a little bit excited as well. By little, I mean very. Appreciate you guys being here. By the way, before I continue, I do want to let you know that one of these versions is still in stock. And how about we take a look at some online information about it? So I'm going to do a little zoom in over here. Thank you guys for chatting and participating. I appreciate it. So the Nitro Funny Car Kit is still available. In fact, I thought it was completely gone, but it appears that it is not gone. In essence, they're basically all very similar paint scheme. It's just a matter of this one has a funny car style body. Mine, the Pro Stock, is a little bit shorter, and this has a little bit of a longer chassis. So honestly, this might be the one to get right now if you want to get it. Now, keep in mind, you will need some parts for these, and I'm going to show you something before we continue. In terms of engines, I put a link here for the SH12 engine. We'll talk a little bit about engines as we continue, but one of the main issues with these, and I've done a little bit of research, you basically need like a 0.12 to 0.18, preferably rear exhaust, preferably slide carb, preferably a pilot shaft setup. So the manual will have a lot of information on the engine, but in terms of new engines, this is going to be the only real good fit, I think, for this chassis. Now, yes, I don't currently have one, but I will, depending how far I get on the build, we're going to do a little bit of a test mock fit. Okay, so I think this is going to be the only real way to go. Let's get back to the stream, bros. And what I want to point out also, this is the RJ Speed website. It is, I don't often use words like Spartan, but this is basically very old west, wild west of the Nitro kits, right? So there's a couple models available. I already discussed some of it. Let me do a quick little zoom in on this, and we'll read some of the information together. Some of this might be repetitive, but for the people that are real interested, I do want to spend some time telling you the ins and outs about this. So the dragster kit, I've almost never seen it. The one we have is the Pro Stock. The one I just showed you would be the funny car. So if you want to order that up, I would highly recommend you use the link 150. That's like a promo code you could use. When I bought it, this was one on like a small sale, so that's why I got it. But right now they're out of stock, so good luck. I also do have the Pro mod. You guys might remember from many years ago, I did buy the Pro mod. I'm going to make a choice and likely build this one because this one I feel it might be a little more complicated with that body. Anyway, let me read this information right here and then we'll continue, bros. Our Nitro kits include the complete chassis, O-ring fronts, and 1.5-inch wide rear foam tires, adjustable aluminum engine mount, fuel tank and rear mount, throttle servo mount, linkage and brake strap, 32-pitch axle gear. Anyways, the rest doesn't really matter. Here we have a little bit of info on the clutch setup. We'll talk about that as, I guess, we open it. My dudes, it's almost at about 100 viewers here. I really wanted to open this up, but I didn't. I waited for today. You know what that tells you? That tells you I'm freaking dedicated to this. All right, John Hensey goes, the 18TM might fit. The problem is, and I'm going to show you the problem right now. The manual will have a little more information about it, but from what I read, now a lot of this stuff needs to still be a little bit vetted, right? Marcel, how you doing there? Marcel, happy to see you here, man. Problem is, we don't want anything with a backplate type setup because this portion here will require that you get, from what I understand, custom engine mounts. We're gonna have to raise the engine. We want the engine to be as flush on the crankcase as possible. What that means is it's basically gonna have to be a sealed backplate engine. I mean, there's workarounds around that, but that's basically the way that this is designed to be run. The only build that I've seen with this so far, the individual used an OS12TR, which is a sealed backplate engine. All right, bros. Who wants to pop the box? Let's pop, drop, and lock it. Oh, baby, here we go. You see that? I didn't even take the plastic off. WBL, what's up, bro? Real well packaged from A-Main. If you're going to pick one up, I would highly recommend you pick up the one that I showed earlier. It's basically the same thing, just a different body, right? Don't get too into the bodies on these things. All right, Dan and Mads, what's up, man? All right, so let's get down to the box. This is the Nitro one, and we'll just talk a little bit about it. Body's going to have to be painted. I'm going to open it up. I don't know how great a condition or condition, it's new, so it's going to be in great condition. So what the hell am I saying? All right, so let's read the side over here. I mean, some of this is repetitive, but for the people that never came across this, I did a good amount of research on this, and I'm giving you my overall summary, right? Nitro stock, kit-less engine, right? Kit assembly requirements. Our kits require 0.12 to 0.18 small block engine, clutch assembly to match the crankshaft type, clutch belt, muffler, or exhaust pipe, air cleaner, fuel tubing, and a 2-channel radio with 2 servos. So basically, this is, as you would expect, it's like an old type. I don't want to say old, like a classic kit. This is like a classic Nitro kit. Today everything is basically RTR or even ARR, meaning basically built. This is like a proper old school kit, right? So what it would look like essentially is like this once it's built. And a lot of this stuff is repetitive. It's what I showed just before, so I'm not really going to read it. Right. So if you're going to get one of them, I would really recommend you pick up the one that's in stock right now. It doesn't really matter which one I have. This is just the one that I'm showing right here. Engine-wise, you probably want that SH12 also, right? So this is what you get. Now, I know it looks really, really basic. That's because these things basically are very basic. That's why they're inexpensive. Long ago, my dudes, long ago, back when, before the old Nitro price hikes, right? These were like $115. So keep in mind, is this better than like a cheap TTO2 Tamiya kit? I would say yes, it is. Because Tamiyas are electrics. And you know what you do with electrics? You make them into bagels. That's what you do. At least I do. All right. We're going to open her up, guys. Appreciate you showing up today. In terms of the build, I've read some online forums already. It seems, it's not a difficult to assemble kit, but it's basically fiberglass, right? And some nylon parts. So working with fiberglass isn't really the easiest. Some stuff will have to be modified. I'm not sure how much variation in terms of updates have been made because in the manual, I'll show you guys later, there's a picture of an OS 12 TR. That's like a 20-year-old engine, or maybe 15. But really, nothing else has changed. I mean, specifications for engines and electronics are still identical. All right, bros. What do you say? Open her up. Gotta tell you, this always gives me a little bit of anxiety because there's nothing like the first opening of a Nitro box. It's a sticker. Yep, Tarek, feels great. Feels real good. Feel better if it was already built. But you know what? For the price, what are you gonna do? It looks like they used what appears to be a color printer from maybe like Comp USA. Anybody ever here went to Comp USA? Maybe Circuit City. Yeah, this is like a Circuit City printer. Maybe like a 480 DPI setting. Speed Freak goes, I enjoy building more than bashing. There's something about the building aspect. Today there's really nothing left to be built other than like 8-scale buggy kits. So this is a different level. That's what I'll say. It's a different level. It's a much cheaper level, maybe a little more enjoyable as well. All right, bros. Rip into it or what? So yeah, this will need a good amount of extra money to get it finished in terms of the engine alone, right? I'll discuss what I plan on doing in terms of the running gear. Who here came to see a sick unboxing? I know I did. I was waiting for a couple days for this, actually. Where's it open from? Hold on a second. How you open this? Oh, I see. Okay. It looks like a folded box. Oh, yeah, you have to slide things out. Yeah, you have to slide things out. The box doesn't open up in any other way. Got over about 100 viewers sometimes. Appreciate that. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, you can. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not here to be a thumbs up beggar. I'm here to make a Nitro great. All right, bros. Oh, nothing like taking out a body upside down. Oh, there's a lot of blue plastic in this. We're gonna have to take a look inside. That must be all the parts. I mean, it's definitely well packed. The rest in there is just blue plastic. You know what? Maybe I should reach inside. Maybe there's something in that blueness. Come on. Somebody reach in there nice and deep. No, there's nothing in this. Well, this is like some pretty good-looking plastic wrap. There's nothing in it. Just protection. All right. So that's about it. Yeah, like I said, this is a fairly Spartan kit, just like the Traxxas Spartan electric boat. All right. So we have. Oh, why are they talking about Red Cat Racing? I noticed this is like one of those what you would call open source. Ben, how you doing there, man? Ride me RC. What's up, bro? All right, we'll talk about this in a little bit. We got the manual and parts list. Probably going to be very, very important because this ain't no Traxxas over here, guys. This ain't no Traxxas. Keep in mind, this is like a $150 kit. So, and years ago, this was like a $110 kit, right? Oh, we got the wheels. They do sell these. I did check A-Main. They do have parts for these. What's up there, Joshua Hernandez? How you doing? Let me read what our boy over here said. Joshua, he goes, nice, bro. I have also electric version one, but I have a pro stock Wellburn with a 49 pi type Wankel. Holy moly, the Wankel. That's very, very rare. I've only seen one person sell those Wankel rotary engines for nitros. Very, very, very rare. I think those are like in the thousands of dollars, right? All right. It's a pretty normal sized body. I was worried this would be like very, very small, but it seems to be normal. Udolt 2. What's up, Udolt 2? Exit 2, New Jersey Turnpike. Hell yeah. Is there traffic on Exit 2, New Jersey Turnpike? There's always traffic. All right, so we'll open up the wheels a little bit later on. Pretty nice looking. It does look to be like a proprietary setup, actually. I could tell this is not a standard hub of any kind. It looks like it's going to have to be screwed on, which screws onto whatever wheel hub axles they give us. But we'll get into that in a minute. Let's check out what we have in the blue. You know, the motto of LRP, blue is better. I think RJ Speed bought a bunch of blue tape from somebody. It looks like just basically a lot of protection. Who knew that I would have blue and more blue here tonight? I didn't even know. All right, so we have a couple bags of stuff. Let's tear into it. I mean, it's wrapped kind of like an egg roll. That's why Tarek loves that Sen body. Gotta tell you, I'm surprised. Sen really outdid themselves with the body. They definitely did. It's far better than I expected pretty much anything Sen to be. Right, bros. I guess we're gonna have to tear into this at this point. I mean, in order to build it, you gotta open it, right? What do you say? This first. I see the little wheels there. These might even be CNC wheels, actually. A little mini airplane style fuel tank grommet. Yeah, this not like a modern Nitro, but also I would still say not like a Tamiya TT02. Michael Sucha, how you doing there, man? I think what we should do is probably open this up. Take a look at the literature, see what the story is with this. This is not like really anything else, so. What are they saying over here on the Red Cat Racing has 0.12 to 0.18 size engines and clutch parts that will fit in our Nitro kits. Most other brands of engines and clutches are discontinued. That's a funny sticker. Autobahn, how you doing there, man? They tell me to go with Red Cat. So the thing is, Red Cat 0.12 to 0.18 engines are really just SH stuff. So that's that. All right. This appears to be double-sided blue tape. This appears to just be stickers. We have some window masks for the body. Pre-cut. Oh, at least they're pre-cut. That's a nice touch. And we got the printed manual from Circuit City. There it goes. It needs a 0.12 Nova. I'm hoping to pick up that SH12, to be honest with you. I think once I get a little bit closer to building, we could do a little bit of a mock fit setup. But for those of you that don't know, in terms of engines, you really need like a... Let me show you in the manual right here. So they have a quick picture of what they're intending the engine will look like. So this is an OS12TR. The main thing that you need to take away from this would be you need a slide carb, rear exhaust, and a sealed backplate. And in terms of modern engines, really only that SH12 I think would fit. Let me show it to the people in the chat here once again in case you missed it. I'm going to click the link in the description to this video, and we will take a quick little look at it, bros, okay? Just once again, because I think engine-wise, this is going to be obviously the most expensive part of this build. There is a bit of a coupon on this available, but I think in terms of engines, this is probably going to be the best option in terms of a direct fit. Now, you could likely make other engines fit, but in terms of how they're describing it in the manual and what's available today, this is the only sealed backplate small block engine there is right now. Pretty much anywhere online, really. So in terms of new, I would say in terms of new. You know what I'm saying? Not the best, but at least it's here. You could probably pick this up for like $130 after a coupon or something. Oh yeah, I'm the tab king, bro. Once I open up a tab on the computer, I don't close the tab. You know why? Because I got unlimited RAM. Kidding around. Of course I don't. This Mac has unified RAM, so technically, it acts like double. All right, let's read some of this because, bros, some of the stuff here, I think it's kind of funny. All right, I'm going to read this. You guys want me to read it? I'll read it. Thanks for buying RJ Speed's Nitro Drag Kit. It is a lightweight car made for straight line drag racing and can be broken if run into solid objects at high speed. That's a funny line right there, actually. Thank you, RJ Speed, for telling me not to run into solid objects like walls that don't exist. You will need to purchase a 0.12 to 0.18 small block engine, clutch setup, and exhaust system. They have suggestions here, it requires blah, blah. You will need a small pair of pliers and a 1/4 inch wrench or nut driver. Hex wrenches to fit the socket head screws are included. You'll also need to paint the Lexan body and wing, as well as nitro fuel. All right, that's pretty much the instructions right here. Texas, how you doing there, man? If you guys haven't seen Texas RC here, hit crazy speeds on a TC3 on his channel. Speeds that I think are very, very admirable. We're talking 60 plus speeds out of a TC3. I think the TC3 is the touring car king. Everyone's spending money on their Vortex. To be honest with you, overrated. Vortex overrated. As overrated as currently, I think, boneless barbecue wings are. Because let's face it, boneless wings, it's just a chicken breast cut up and sold to you as a wing for more money. Biggest scam in the fast food industry, boneless wings. All right. In fact, I'm never eating boneless wings again because I'm angry at them, bros. All right, man. What do you say? Should I open up the parts? Honestly, some of it looks to be relatively easy build. Keep in mind, this is like a real... this is one of those that you enjoy building, I think you could say, and modifying. This is not like a ready-to-run Traxxas. This is not, like a $500 car. It's a cheaper car. All right, so let's, I guess, open step one. Open bag one and bag two. All right, RJ. I'm going to listen to you, RJ. Who here wants me to listen to RJ? I think that was like some sitcom kid's name, wasn't it? Who here saw? Remember the sitcom on TV, Smart Guy, on UPN 9? I think someone's name was RJ in those shows. Anyway, RJ or TJ. Oh, it was TJ. My bad, bros. Ray Coral, thank you, man. Appreciate that. We're putting that towards the SH12, I think, for this kit, bro. After I recoup the cost on this whole car. So thanks, for that from Ray Coral, supporting the channel. Appreciate that, man. It was TJ, not RJ. Sickening, wrong username. Sick name. All right. I mean, honestly, you don't really get a lot, but it also doesn't cost that much money, so it's going to be subjective. I wonder how this will actually run. Could be good, it could be bad. All right, so I need bag 1 and 2. Appreciate you guys showing up today. Bag 1 and 2. Bag 1 and 2. What matters most is how well everything is labeled. All right, let me lay it all out, and we'll see what we got. It's a little bit of a layout party. Actually, let's go over some of the parts. So this is the spur gear and the axle. Yeah, these use, what did I say, 38 pitch gears. So I think this is going to be like Traxxas. What pitch gears are the Traxxas T-Maxes? And the Jado is a Mod 1. But the older style, yeah, the Nitro Slash. What gear mod gear is the Nitro Slash? Yeah, Rust, it goes. These cars are addictive. Yeah, probably because well, we'll see how it goes. All right, so we have some bushings, some hardware, some set screws. I mean, so far it looks pretty average. 32 pitch. All right, you know what? We'll discuss the pitching of the gears later. Hopefully, we don't have issues with the pitch. Well, hopefully. Bag DN D14 fuel tank is the world's smallest fuel tank. For instance, this is like a team-associated fuel tank. It's tiny. I wonder if you could just get rid of this. John Hensey, thank you, man. He goes, keep them nitros ripping. I'm hoping, bro. First, I got to build this one. Honestly, let's hope I can get through at least like half the steps today, bro. Michael Sucha, man, good luck to you. You'll be back with us soon, bro, okay? So, tiny fuel tank. It appears to be like an airplane-style system. Weird why they would use this. I wonder if you could just go to like a cheap HSP tank. But we'll just put all the parts out and we'll continue looking at parts bag by bag. So here is the linkage. Notice this system uses a friction type brake linkage. Pretty much like the old style RCs where the thing that's called a band brake. Yeah, band brake. We'll talk about it later. I mean, I see the line. It looks to be pretty normal parts, honestly. Like, so far, I don't notice any defects. Here we have the front wheels and the O-ring tires. Rear end. So, yeah, we have bushings. One of the most important upgrades for these models, bros, is bearings. I'm going to use the bushings only because, you know what? It's fine. It's fine for now. We have body posts. The body posts are nylon. Oh, what's this? A linkage rod fell out? Can't have linkage rods falling out. Where did this fall out from? I don't know. We have the front end. I mean, so far, the labeling is not terrible. I mean, they have stickers on all the bags. Yeah, I think this is going to be the one we're going to use. It looks like front springs there. Tools, engine accessories. All right, we got the engine mounts. So they said adjustable engine mounts. I'm thinking we're going to... Maxwell, how you doing there, man? All right. What I'm going to do, let me just lay this out. It's a little bit complicated the way I'm sitting right now. I don't have much space. And the chassis itself. So pretty much standard carbon style chassis. It has some, flex, which is what you want for a car of this level. Gotta lay things out correctly. Where are all the bags? All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, we're about to go where I have never went before. All right. So I need to, I'm reading the manual over here on the right. Step 1, open bag 1 and bag 2. Okay. So it looks like they have multiple different names on the bags. DN4, bag 11, D12, bag 1 and bag 2. Thinking I'm going to need some troubleshooting on this. So it says open bag 1 and bag 2. Nothing seems to be labeled bag 1 or bag 2, actually. Maybe they mean P2? Melissa, could I get a plate? I need a plate. Give me a plate. Like a paper plate. Yeah, John Henson goes, get a plate. Yeah, we're going to get a plate. Yeah, Speed Free goes, that's the parts. Yeah, that's what I figured. Let me open this up. And, I mean, a lot of this is going to be like just getting things to look like they go correctly on paper. I mean, the manual is real basic. It seems to be real basic. But we'll talk about this as we get closer to it. You know, whatever. Let's not get too negative out here. Yeah, Texas Hill. Let's hope not, man. Let's hope not. D6. Ride height. Thanks, Boo. I like your hair. Your hair looking good. All right. So let's open this up. I'll put all the parts here. So this is the steering plate, I think. I mean, it seems to be pretty well cut. So I opened up P2, so I guess that's bag 2. There's kingpin springs and B2, the linkage. All right. Gonna have to think about this one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm basically just following this over there in the manual. So it says, I'm gonna read it. Yeah, Maxwell, I don't know where bag 1 is. Their labeling needs a little more effort. All right, James, how you doing there? James, open bag 1 and bag 2. Place 4 spacers through the holes near the front of the chassis and add a nylon spacer. We're on this portion right there. To determine which side of the top of the chassis, note the offset position of the servo mount. Okay. All right, yeah, that's a good point. Because you got to know which side is the top of the chassis. All right, so this is the top, with this hole being closer to this side. I guess as you start assembling it, like, it'll probably just go together, you know? I mean, honestly, the reason people buy Tamiya kits is because they have awesome instructions. But you don't buy this because of instructions, because you like to tinker. It's different level stuff. All right. Appreciate you guys chilling here tonight. Man, add a thin spacer on each of the 2 front screws. All right, so it looks like over here we got like some kind of plastic spacer and then that bushing. Nylon spacer on each. All right, so it's definitely this they're talking about. What the hell kind of manual is this? Step 1, open bag 1 and bag 2. I think this is bag 2. Or is this bag too? Well, these are linkages, kingpin and spring. Open bag 1 and bag. Place 4 spacers through the holes near the front of the chassis. But what about the screws you need? I'm thinking they mean these screws. I'm going to open this one up. This appears to be step 3. To open the kingpin bag. No, this is not it. That's the next step. It's not this bag. I think they're saying... But here, Melissa watching. What's she watching? Well, whatever, some show. All right. It says open bag 1 and bag 2. Place 4 spacers through the holes near the front of the chassis and add a nylon spacer on each. The only spacers I see here there's really no other spacers. It's just these and small plastic washers. I mean, in the picture, it looks like there's something else over there. Under that white washer, it looks like something else. Let me check another manual online. I have their digital manual print open up so I could see better. Oh, you know what? It's the reflection, bros. I'm going to show you right now. It's the reflection. Check this out. Check this out. Hybrid made a discovery. It looked like this was another black spacer, but it looks like this is a reflection on the pan. Yeah, GeoMac, what's going on? This is definitely a reflection. Beyond sickening. Beyond sickening reflection. All right. Well, so far, step 1 is coming along. You just got to know what a reflection looks like. Sick. That's right, Texas. Now we all know what a reflection in a bad printed manual looks like. All right, so it looks like I've done that. Add a thin spacer on each of the 2 front screws. Each of the 2 front screws. I mean, the only spacers I see, if they don't have it in the picture, are these. These are the only 2 thin white spacers. So I'm thinking you can't really physically see them. I don't know, bros. What do you think? Put this on over here on each of the 2 front screws. That's kind of like what it said. Maybe this is going to be like the kick up for the steering, maybe, you know, like a little bit to make the plate a little bit angled. Gotta tell you, this is really difficult to do on a stream, bros. All right, so I did step. Okay, so now we're on step 2. Add the front axle plate on the 4 screws and retain with 4 lock nuts. All right. Speed Freak, they do mention a little bit of oil later on. You know what? Worst case scenario, I could always, you know, if I see any kind of issues, I could always go back a little bit. All right. Well, WBL goes fire in a hole, not unless it's the blue sun, bro. All right, so right now I'm on this section. It looks like this is the part, and it appears to be symmetrical on each side. Or no, it's not symmetrical. I could tell this edge has a little more of an angle. All right, so which way am I going to put this in? It doesn't tell you. Is it me or is it exactly the same? It appears to be a different angle. I don't know what the up or the down is. Is it me or this appears to be more angled than this bottom section. I'm gonna have to take a risk. I'm just gonna put it in this way. We'll see what happens. If like the screws slightly don't line up, yeah, it looks different, right? The manual doesn't tell you which way is up. All right, based on this picture, honestly, based on this picture, let's take a look at the picture online because it's a better part of the manual. God, I hate to be moving the phone all the time. Sorry for all the vibrations, bros. I mean, honestly, this might have to be built off video. All right. All right, so in the picture, as I get really, really close, it appears that the leading edge is actually less of an angle, and the inside edge going towards the bag is the larger angle. We agree with that? So I'm going to reverse it. Yeah. So the nuts I have, nuts I'm not worried about. All right, so I'm going to reverse it. Balls Mahoney, bro. Thank you, man. Let me read what Balls over here said. Classic username and wrestler. Balls Goes was on a cruise last week, missed a couple streams. You'd be happy to know I did the Macarena on the boat, but lacked a NitroGang neck tattoo. Sickening. At least you brought them some Macarena action. Balls. That's what I'm happy to hear. Hated the Macarena, bro. All right, so I think we're going to put it on the leading edge, right? Is that what I said? Thanks for you, Balls. We're putting all the money today towards that SH12, by the way. Got to tell you. This kit makes repairing an old Sen kind of exciting. All right. Luckily, I'm not this brand's sponsored rep. In fact, I'm no brand's sponsored rep. I'll make fun of all of them if I have to, bros. Thank you, Balls. You show them actually, Melissa did the Macarena. World's stupidest dance, honestly. It made a generation of people that play for the other side. You know what I mean? The Ricky Martin side. That's right, Maxwell. Generation of Ricky Martin side changers. When what we needed is more, what's that guy's song? It's getting hot in here. That's what we needed. Okay. Next step, we need to put the lock nuts on. All right, so far, the front is coming along. Nelly. That's right. Do you know how many times that song was used to put certain people in the mood, especially by me? At least a dozen. Oh my goodness, they use like the wrong. None of these. Okay. This is not the right size. This is like some SAE size nut. All right, what I'm going to have to do is just hold it and screw it in. Let's get the lock nuts in. Yeah, none of my standard HPI metric little wheel wrenches fit. This appears to be like a SAE lock nut. Well, by the way, this kit is actually made in America, by the way. That's one of the big things with this kit. Made in the USA. So it makes sense they used SAE, I feel. Well, let's hope the screws are metric. Holy moly. I think when it's built, it'll be fine. You know, during the building process, it looks real janky. Like beyond janky. But Listen, drag cars, you got to kind of think of it. Drag cars are built to be very, very lightweight. And from what I read online, this kit is going to weigh around like 2 pounds when built with the engine. So it might be one of the lightest of the Nitro models pretty much ever made. For like a normal scale car. All right, let me see. Oh my goodness, don't tell me that's like a SAE screw. Yeah, this is SAE, but I'm going to use the 1.5 for now. It's for sure SAE. That's fine. Let's hope there's not too many of screws. You don't need that much pressure anyway, because it's basically loose. Sickening. Yeah, so from what I researched, this is a really, really light kit. I think I'm going to have to break out my SAE driver. Problem is, I have no idea where it is. Well, I could always tighten these up later on, off video. Let's just do what I can for now. So this 1.5 millimeter isn't doing well. Sick. So far, nothing stripped, really. What's up there, Pitbull man? How you doing? Just out here building an RJ Speed drag kit. I mean, it's not a high-end model, but it's a Nitro model, and that's what matters to me. I mean, I'm about 10% done. All right, so... By the way, you could always come back and retighten this. I don't want to go too crazy on it. Let me do a little bit more on this. I'm going to do a little more snug this while I have it disassembled. Hold on. Appreciate you guys showing up today. I mean, I got a little bit snugger. Not going to go too crazy. I'm going to wait till get my normal SAE tools. Yeah, well, made in USA. We all wanted it, and we got it. Oh, man, good comment there from Geomac. He said they gave you a bag of wrenches. Freaking genius, Geomac over here. Yeah, they did give a bag of wrenches, correct, but they didn't give the correct nut driver. So let me open up the wrenches. We'll just use the wrenches. It's not a bad idea. See, it pays to have smart people here. Man, they must have used like the world's smallest screws on that. Let me see which one will fit. All right, this one fits. Does it fit? Yeah, this one fit. Good job there, Geomac. Always hit me up with that good information. Sickening. All right, you know what? I'm going to leave the rest a little bit loose for now and just move on. All right. John Hensley, go about the blocks. Yes, the blocks are the next step. If any of us could read it correctly, that is. All right, so it appears I am on step 3. Open the kingpin bag inside bag 2. This is the kingpin bag. Open the kingpin bag. Let's read it. Install a thin nut on each kingpin. Insert into the end of the front axle plate. Add a lock nut and tighten. Repeat other side. All right, seems pretty simple. This is basically what I'm doing right now. Seems pretty simple. Let's open up the kingpin bag. Yeah, these clips are basically regular clips. If anything happens, I mean, I should be okay. All right, kingpin bag, baby. All right, so we need 2 of these, 2 of the kingpins, and 2 of the lock nuts. All right, coming along. Step 3. Goes this way. Hold on a second. The lock nut is gonna go. All right, so it's saying to put this on. Insert a thin nut on each kingpin. Insert onto the end of the front axle. Add a lock nut and tighten. Okay, so it's saying this. Then you insert and lock nut. All right, it's coming along. All right, this one seems to be easy to tighten. All right, this one's self-fixing, basically. It's pretty good. Well, self-fixing isn't really a word. All right, so that's basically what we're being told to do. Step 3. If you like building, this certainly ain't no Tamiya. Feels good when you're done with a kit and you got 0 parts left, right? You always want to have 0 parts left, bros. This one, let's hope that's the case. Speed Freak, thank you, man. You know, since this is my first one, the instructions like really poorly printed. So if I'm a little bit unsure of it, you know, I'm sure it'll balance out. Eventually, you know, you build one, you build them all. It's like IKEA furniture. When you first start building IKEA furniture, like, what the hell is this? Then it gets a little better. Then it goes downhill after quickly because you realize it's IKEA furniture. All right, next step, everybody. I mean, it's coming along. I'm already almost done with the first page. So finish this one. And step 4. Okay, here we go. Put a drop of oil or silicone lube on each kingpin and install a steering block on each one with the angled portion pointing in. Add a spring and 1/8 metal washer, then retain each with an E-clip. This feels like it should have been 2 different portions. What the hell are they talking about over here? The printout is so bad. I can't. Oh, yeah, here's the spring. So we do have a bit of a spring suspension. I need to get some of my grease. All right, let me have an idea of how this should be first, bros. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this over here so we could have it higher. And I'll look for the parts that I need from this. All right, so we're definitely using this. Definitely using this. We're definitely using the 2 kink pins, which are these parts. We're definitely using the springs. I'll leave the springs on this side. What else? All right. Put a drop of light oil. All right, so if I need to disassemble this, it's really not a big deal. I'll just disassemble it later. Let me just get the idea of how this should be assembled. Lightning SVT, I see your comments, bro. Let me just work on it a little bit. Maybe I'll I see what you're saying. All right, let's put the E-clips on first, I think. Yeah, John Hensley, we got to be careful with those clips. If anything, I have more clips. So this appears to be a symmetrical piece. Robert, how you doing there, Robert? Let me put on the clip on one side and then all right. Well, clip master, baby. Let me get the other clip. All right, clip is in. Clip is in. All right, so what they're saying to do is the steering assembly. It says with this side pointing in. All right, so it appears that this is going to go through it, through the steering block somehow. It's a little tight. Try the other one. 10-4. All right, so it appears that this right one goes this way. It's basically going to be positioned like this, and then we'll oil it. All right, it's actually not bad. I get it now. Carl, how you doing there, Carl? You know what? Would not be bad if I had a little bit of oil. I got it. I'm sorry, not oil, but grease. All right, it's going to be this one. No, I get the assembly. It's actually not bad. I got a little bit of grease, everybody. Hope everyone could see okay. If the viewers start dropping off, I'm just going to build this on my own, bro. So can I get a hell yeah to make sure you're still interested? This might not be interesting. Honestly, kit building on streams is hella boring. But this is just the boring part. Once we get to the rear end, there'll be a little bit of action. This part is low on action right here. All right, let's see what we got. All right, rustic RC with a, okay. I see what you're saying. I'm going to assemble it as is. If any of the hardware gets loose after, I'll obviously have to take a look after, but like right now, I just want to make sure I don't end up with any parts that are not included. All right. Got that in. All right, so here is the steering block. That sits like so. Actually, really, really tight part, pretty tight part tolerance. Let's insert this. All right, bro, it spins fine. Terrago's building is the name of the hobby. Exactly. I mean, so far, I think I've not messed up anything. So this is going to be the steering block. All right. I added a little bit of oil on it already, so it's pretty good. It's not going to be any better than that. I'm going to leave it for now. I put some of the grease on it already. Yeah, Balls Mahoney, it might be, but I'm all out of any drinks. Melissa had the last of the wine. So that's over. Actually, this could be a good build while you take like 4 shots. All right, I'm going to put the springs on top. Okay, so now it says we're on this section. By the way, I'm like deciphering a terrible print over here too. Then install a steering block on one with an angled portion. Add a spring and 1/8 metal washer. Okay, so we need a spring, a washer, and a clip. I'm verifying online. Unbelievable. I have to go through 2 different things to verify what the hell I'm doing. All right, so let me show you what it looks like in the manual, in the online manual with the good resolution. So I did that. There's a spring, washer, and the clip again. Sean Block, what's up there, Sean Block? All right. I mean, it's not terrible so far, really. All right, so we need the spring, the washer, and the clip. I gotta tell you, it's all right. Spring, washer, and clip. Yeah, I think realistically, this is like a 2-hour build if you've done it before. All right. Got the clip in. Let me get this in real hardcore. Could I get a hell yeah for my quality lighting? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get in there, clip. All right, it's in there. All right, so this is going to work. Oh, yeah, the suspension works. Check this out. It's actually a good thing I added that oil. I get the purpose of it now. It's pretty good. All right. All right, let's do the thing to the other side. I mean, so far, this is going to be the front suspension. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, you know. All right, let's do the other side. It's coming along, bros. All right, so now we'll do this one. Do the same thing. Well, like I said, it's a real basic kit, you know. One of these, you know, once you've built it once, you pretty much know what you're doing. Okay. Slot this in. This is gonna go this way. I mean, nylon parts seem to be pretty good quality, really. Ugh. Gotta stuff this in. Ugh. No, that one's tough. That one don't want to go in too good. Okay. Let me just stuff this wheel axle in there. I think I got it. Ugh. It's the hard part, stuffing this in. So this needs to be pretty tight. Mini, how you doing there, Mini Mechanical, bro? Just out here stuffing things in, you know. Ugh. I'm gonna have to press this in somehow. I read online that this was a difficult part. All right, let me think how I'm gonna stuff this in. All right, you guys want to see? I'm gonna get creative out here. All right, check this out. So I gotta stuff this in all the way, basically get it through. I'm gonna put it right here. It'll hold. Let's do some banging. Really, really easily coming in. Well, I wouldn't say easily. All right, it's moving along slowly. Would not have been a bad idea to drill that section out a little bit. All right, bros, finally got it. Nothing is damaged. Whew. All right, let's continue. By the way, if you want to pick up a version of these, I did put a link for it, okay? All right. Now we got this side of suspension. I hope this one goes in. Oh, thank God. Okay, spins normal. All right. Tension-wise, it's fine. Let's get the spring in, the washer, and the last clip. And the front should be done at this point. We'll move on to another part, thank God. Time's it already. Okay. Man, these clip parts are the most stressful, really. Damn. All right, it's fine. It's in. All right. Steering blocks. How you doing? All right. Next step. Whew. Now let's hope no mistakes were made. But I think no mistakes were made. We got people with Hawkeyes out here. It's the Nitro Hawk. Next step. So done with this. All right. So now we're moving on to snap and okay, did that. We're moving on to the rear end. Open bag 3. Finally, we get a new bag. Attach the Nitro bottom plate on the rear of the chassis with 2 long screws. All right, so open up bag 3. I'll leave these parts here. All right, looks like this is bag 3. Bag 3 has a ton of stuff. Bag 3 is where the action happens. Rear end. Welcome to the rear end. Okay, so it looks like from the manual, they're saying this is the rear end component. And what we need to do is, so this is where the flywheel is going to be on this section. So this will get attached like this somehow. John Hensley, this is not metal. All of this is basically fiberglass. It's like a carbon fiberglass material. It's very, very light, very, very strong. Like I cannot bend this. It's much lighter than aluminum and very, very strong. All right, so it's going to look like this, and the flywheel is going to be in this area. Let's start attaching. I mean, it's coming along. We need these two posts. Yeah, Texas Hill, I mean, this is like a cheaper kit. Honestly, the goal here is for lightweight. With the engine, from what I read in the forum, it's about 2 pounds with the engine. Okay, so let me read this again. Open back to attach a nitro bottom plate on the rear of this with 2 long screws. So question is, where are these screws? They're not in this bag. With 2 long screws, 3/8 of an inch. Thread the aluminum throttle plate supports onto the screws and tighten them. Note that there are 2 sets of holes in the plate so that you can change the rear offset as needed once you install your engine. Oh, that's not too bad. All right. So what they're saying is, this is the top plate. Let me get closer. Here's the top plate. So it's going to have standoffs like this on top, holding it down, and on top will be the upper deck portion. And you could either, so there's 2 sets of screws. It does not appear that there are 2, actually. I guess for the length of the crankshaft where you want the flywheel to be. I'm thinking it's supposed to be this way. All right. Unless I have the wrong part, and it should actually be this way. So is it this way? Or is it this way? Because there's 2 different, okay. I'm thinking it's this way, because these are the 2 sets of screws. Yeah, it's definitely this way. That means you could move it up or down a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely this way. All right, not too bad. So it says to use 2 long screws. The only long 3/8 screws are these. I mean, through process of elimination, it's doable. Speed Freak, based on your opinion, which should I have it? You know what? I mean, it's all just editable. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the longer one. Okay, I'm gonna use the longer screws. I think. Let's just do this one. Yeah, John Hensley goes, I'm interested to see if the slots are for different engine sizes. So based on which flywheel setup you want. So the Texas Hill, these are small block only, but depending on which flywheel and crankshaft you go with, there's obviously your flywheel is going to sit differently. I'll show you in the manual what I mean. It's probably tough to understand without really seeing it. All right, but it looks like this is the goal. All right, so it's pretty good. So it's going to be the back plate. Let me show you in the manual what I'm talking about. Let's move this back up. All right, so I did this step. I'm done with page 1 completely. All right. So here is a lot of information on engines. This is basically what everyone was talking about. So below are recommended clutch and exhaust systems to use depending on the engine you have chosen. We are sure that there are more, but these should be easily obtainable. The best way is to go with a short shaft setup. This style clutch is the shortest, leaving the most room for connecting your header to the rear exhaust engine. If you're going to use a pull start engine, you will need RJ Speed engine mounts with spacers. So yeah, we're not using a pull start, so therefore I don't need that option part. All right. We also provide parts and instructions for the linkage to use rotor rear slide carbs. So that's good to see. Notice they actually give you recommendations for all of the parts you would need based on these models. Now, keep in mind, this was probably made back when these cars actually still existed on the market. And now all of this has discontinued. So really best to think of what's going to be the easiest to find. Let's see what it says on the bottom. For engines with a rear exhaust, there are many adapters and pipes to choose from. You need to choose an adapter that gives you the most clearance between the engine and left tire. That makes sense. The team-associated manifold would turn the exhaust to the rear, allowing a straight shot to a pipe. Right. So this is basically open source of Nitro right here. Never will you see a brand ever talk about Duratrax, Associated, and different other parts together. It's just never gonna happen. That's pretty interesting. Dolo Brolic, man, how you doing? Happy to see you here. I think what I'll do, we're gonna have to test fit and mock fit to see what we have because I'm planning on going for the pilot shaft. Right. So in terms of gears, 32 pitch. All right, we'll worry about that later. I'm nowhere close to getting the engine in right now, so John Henson goes, CVEC. I'm gonna try, bro. I mean, it's doable. All right, let's go to the next step. All right, so next step is gonna be kind of cool. Yeah, Texas Hill. This is like the Android of our C cars over here, bro. I mean, their goal was not to, create a rivalry with other brands. It was to make this one a runner. Speed Free goes, it needs an OS. It sure does, bro. Because look, even in the manual, they use the OS 12 TR. I have one of these, but it's in a car right now. I'm not about to pull that, But this would have been the correct engine for this in terms of desirable. All right, so next up, I'm going to be doing this upper portion over here. So it looks like these are the parts, and these are the O-light bushings. So these bushings, one of the negatives about this kit, we don't have bearings. I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, people put bearings on those Tamiyas, and, they cost like half of the car. Listen, you're still going to end up with a slow turd. This, at least, will be a cheaper turd. Kidding around. All right, let me read this portion. I like how they stapled it directly into the text. That's beautiful design right there. This is design that cannot be overcome. Stapling right into the information. Press an O-light bushing into each of the rear axle mounts, as shown. Note that both mounts are alike, and the rounded top side of each one will go to the rear of the car. What the hell are they saying? The rounded side will go to the rear of the car. Okay, I get it. The rounded side means this rounded side, the curve. The large part of the bushing should be to the outside when you mount them. All right. I got it, baby. All right, so this is the rear of the car. This is the rear, this is the front. What they're saying is, question is, where do they even go? All right, so this is going to be the axle bushing. Therefore, the axle is going to be in this position in the back. What did I say? Rounded side goes to the rear. This is the rounded side. The larger of the bushing should be towards the outside of the car. Okay, so they're saying press it in like this. Good luck pressing that in. Oh, baby. Online, they said this was the most difficult part, is to press this part in. Because it's really no give on these parts. All right, I'm going to have to press this in. Give me a second. John Henson wants to know, is this a ball diff? No, this appears to be like a solid spool type setup. Let me bang this in, okay? Holy moly. Good luck banging this in. I have to get clever on this. You only get one chance. Just like life. All right. So I got it in. I need to bang the rest of it in real good. So this is what I'll do. So it should slide through. It's going through, baby. It's definitely going through. But it's a press fit. Lasso, what's going on there, Lasso? Yeah, a proper C-clamp would have been great, but whatever. Worst case scenario, you can replace this with bearings later. Here we go, baby. I got it. I mean, it's definitely not destroyed. It's fine. Axle's gonna sit. You can replace this with bearings later anyway, so. I have a hammer upstairs, bro, but like I just didn't get it right now. But I do have the hammer. You are correct. You gotta have hammer like hammer time. Well, I got it in. It's just going in through the initial part. It's difficult here. All right, let me get this second one in. All right, I'm going to put some oil on it. Good comment there from Solar Reactivator. Top comment. We're going to oil it up. Oiled it up. All right, so it has to go this way, and it has to face the outside. Not yet. Hold on a second, guys. It's going in. Ugh. There we go. Hole in one. Well, I'm going to leave these here. The press fit. What's up there? Darren Gage, how you doing? Every time Darren Gage comes in, I think Nicolas Cage is in here. Remember that actor? Gone in 60 seconds? Nicolas Cage. All right. So I did this portion rather, and now we're going to secure them with this. Step 7, attach one axle mount to the bottom plate with an aluminum angle bracket and 2/4 inch screws. Aluminum angle bracket and 2/4 inch screws. All right, so that's these parts. They're symmetrical, so that's easy. By the way, guys, I'm real struggling here with like giving a proper view. I hope you like the view. All right, so this is gonna go outside this direction, and it's gonna mount to here. Yeah, Speed Free Goes is very much like old bowling. It pretty much is exactly the same thing. From what I read, these are just like the modern versions of bowling. Okay, so it's gonna go this way, and that's gonna mount. Back to 1.5 millimeter nuts. Okay, got this one. Let me just get the other side. It's gonna go like this. I mean, so far, I think 0 mistakes been made. What's up there, Raw RC, man? How you doing? Great new videos out there on your channel. If you guys don't know, check out our good buddy, Raw RC. Yeah, Raw, let me give you a little bit of an update on building. It's a pretty inexpensive kit. You know, this is one of those RJ Speed Nitro dragsters. Not very high-end, but once it's done, I think it'll be highly desirable. Happy to see a lot of Nitro channels here. I mean, so far, I think I made 0 mistakes, bros. So far. It's coming along. Raw RC goes, whoa, is this new or old? Well, bro, I mean, these are sold out right now. It's a new kit. It's, you know, it's a sub $150 kit. You have to use your own engine. I'm literally building it. It's a drag kit. These been out for a real long time. Many people aren't even aware of these because, you know, I would say this is on the real low level of hobby grade. But once it's complete, it'll be sick. Why isn't this thing going in? What's wrong with this portion over here? Seems to be like a wrong height. Why is this axle not the right height? Okay, I get it. The bottom is too screwed in. Okay. All right. I think you got to screw them in first, like from the side, and then you can tighten it. This is where the axle is going to go. I mean, this ain't no Traxxas RTR. You know what I mean? You really got to make things fit here. All right. Now I'll tighten them from the bottom. And I think some major steps have been basically accomplished. Okay. So here's the rear end. Looks pretty cool. All right. Next up, guys, I don't know how many more steps I can do. Honestly, I'm kind of exhausted out here so far. Let's take a look at the next step. The next step, what I need is Taco Bell and a pizza. All right. Next step. So we just did this one right here. Looks like I got it correct. The angled portions are facing the rear, and the bearings with the thick part is facing outside. Are facing outside. All right, so now I'm on this step right here. Step 8, slide the front of the rear tank plate onto the slot at the top of the axle plate you have mounted. A speed free get a Lux box. I usually do get that. Bro. Melissa will get like the cheesy double beef burrito, you know. All right, so I'm on this step right here, bros. Amputee, how you doing there, man? Yeah, man, you know, I'm not a GoFundMe type person, honestly. That stuff is BS, but, you know, I'm out here hoping to at least entertain. And then add the other axle plate. Let's see, what the hell is it saying? All right, so it looks like this portion. All right, so this is this portion right there. Let me put it over here. Slide the rear axle portion. Okay, so it says that. Okay, so tell me to slide it in. So, you know what? I might have over tightened it. Okay, I have to loosen these because this has to go in the middle. I over tightened it, bros. Mistake number 1. Read ahead. Raw, thank you, man. Appreciate that. We're putting that towards the engine and the Taco Bell. Thanks, Raw. I over tightened it. Yeah, this isn't like a real high-end kit. You know, long ago, for those of you just joining us, these were like pretty inexpensive models. But they still sell them, so let's build it. All right, hopefully that'll be enough flex. All right. So let me show you guys. Dana, how you doing there, Dana? You're just in time. I'm building this relatively unknown RJ Speed Drag kit. Let me see which way this is supposed to go in. It's either this way or this way. The fat side goes to the left, it looks like. When they mean slot it in, I think they're talking about, I think they're saying to put this in there. How the hell am I going to do that? Got to think about this one. I think they're saying, I don't know, some of this might actually need to be like trimmed. Okay, I think I got one. It's like a real tension fit. You guys see what I'm talking about right there? It's supposed to go in like into this piece and interlock. It's a real tension fit. Sick. Gotta tell you, this ain't like working on a T-Max. Let's continue, everybody. Let's continue. Wonder Bread, how you doing there, bro? By the way, guys, I appreciate the 12 of you that watched, you know, the Primal MT little bit of a video. I was going with that short clip. I was going for like a early 2000s YouTube video. You know, today everything is like how to do this, how to do that. Everything is just tailored to like specific taste. I'm done with that crap. We need to go back to the YouTube of 2006. Cat walks on street. That's it. All right. How am I going to get this one in there? That's right, Wonder Bread. Bye-bye laptop. No explanation needed. All right. Trying to slot this in. It's real difficult. Let me undo the bottom a little more. There's not much guidance on this actually here in the manual. So I'm trying to slot it in. If you guys remember building like small little laser cut balsa airplanes, this is basically what's going on, except with parts you can't get. It's going in. It's going in. You guys see what I'm doing? It's going in there. Let me zoom in so close that nobody can dispute it. It has to slot in. Why is this one not going in? That might be a situation. Might have to undo this. All right, we could tap it in. I undid it a little bit. Let me get a little bit of flexibility. I'm going to do a slight little taparoo on this. All right, it's going in marginally. I wouldn't say it's in good, though. Ugh. I need it to be a little less tight. This is going to be an issue with centering. What I could do... So I can't flip it. If I flipped it, you notice these parts are not symmetrical. This side is longer than this side. I can't flip it. It has to be this position in the manual. That's what it says. Can't flip it. All right, set goes loose on the side screw. All right, good idea there too. Okay, give it a little bit of flex. All right, what needs to happen? I think this portion just needs to be trimmed a little bit over there. By the way, these are like, laser cut parts, so not doing a lot, just a small amount, really. All right, it's going in better. It's better. Now it's in. All right. Now this is perfect right there. Bros, check that out. Yep, small file, that did the trick. That did the trick right there. Perfect job. You see that? There's going to be a screw that goes in there. What about the left side? Yeah. The left side. I manhandled that SOB in there. All right. Oh. Just check the angles. Looks normal. Well, looks normal. Making small progress. All right. Next up, there's some kind of screws that got to go on this side. Lightning goes, it's backwards. Is it? Dude, you know what? Shit, maybe it is. The way I'm looking at it, you know what? I think he's correct. Hold on a second. It might be backwards. It's not a big deal. The way it's shown in the picture, you know what? Our boy here is correct. Lightning is correct. Maxwell, how you doing? I was doing it from the wrong angle. This angled side, the cut side of this tab, has the fat side, so that's okay. We got to undo it. It's no big deal. I already know it went in, so. Yeah, good question. Good. All right, so we got this one out. It was backwards. Come on. All right. Well, nothing broke. That's the good sign. All right. It needs to go this way. Sick. Thank God we got people that built this thing before. All right. I flipped it, bros. All right. Let me get it back in there real tight. All right. Job done. No big deal. All I needed was a little bit of file. All right. Thank you, man. Thank God it's in there now. I'm wondering, does this make sense to you? Did I put this in the wrong mount? This upper deck, should it be? It's kind of overlapping this portion. Let me think about it. I don't know if it should be overlapping that, to be honest with you. Shouldn't it be? Should that be overlapping it? Because once I tighten it down, it's gonna sit like this. There's no way. There's something wrong over here. Problem is the picture they include, you can't fully tell the way it's supposed to be. It's like that's all I'm looking at. Flip it to the back. Hold on a second. Rose, it's not flipped correctly. I gotta flip it again. It appears it's in the wrong position. It's supposed to be reversed again. Holy moly. I am in it with this one. I'm gonna need like 12 Taco Bell boxes now. All right. All right. At least it came out. All right, so it has to be this way. Sick. Please let this be the final one. It has to be this way. Okay. Well, we're definitely checking the part fit and finish on this one today. Let me make sure I got it installed correctly now. Imagine it's wrong again. They should like IKEA furniture, this side up. So if you guys want to see the picture, it ain't going to be that easy because this is what the picture looks like. That's all you basically get. I think this is correct now. All right, so it should be, I think, like that. What I need to look is like at a chassis picture of it assembled. All right, this is a picture I flipped through the front. You could tell how garbage the print quality is. This is where the fuel tank is going to sit off of. So this is the rear. I could tell the wide part is on that side. So it looks like it's correct. All right, so it looks like it's this position. Totally, bully. All right, it looks like it's that position for sure. Let me check what other screws I need. Lightweight SVT goes, it's not correct. Well, what's wrong with it? It looks like it's correct in this position now, no? I think it looks like the picture at this point now. I think it's correct. What's up there, RC Adventures, man? Hope you're feeling well, bro. I'm out here struggling with a build, but it's no big deal. All right, so looking at it now, okay, it looks proper. It's definitely correct. I found another picture here at the bottom. You could tell the fat part is on the left side. I think it's correct. The fat part is on the left side. So you could tell what I have here. Left and right. It's hard to look at because it's all like the contrast is real bad on this. Okay, so now we need to then add the other axle plate and aluminum bracket and tighten all. Note that the plate is angled slightly. Okay, so on top over here, there's supposed to be a screw. I don't know why there will be a screw on top here, though. All right, well, it says to add 2 screws in there, so that's what we'll do. I don't know why you would need a screw in this portion. It's real tight. Oh, yeah, this would keep it from moving completely. All right. Well, that's pretty clever design, really. So this is what you wind up with. Let me tighten this. And we'll tighten the bottom. I mean, the rear pod is no longer compromised. Yeah, just usually not used to putting screws into things that like really aren't captured. But since this is fiberglass, it's technically like self-threading, right? You see what I'm doing over here? All right, bros, I'm not gonna be here long. I'm gonna go get some Taco Bell right now. I'm kind of tired, obviously. This kid is a lot of reading and tiny parts. I'm likely gonna build most of it off video. John Hensey, thank you, bro. I mean, doing what I can with what it is, you really got to interpret the instructions real good on there. So, all right, let's tighten the bottom. I mean, as I said before, this is, it's an old school style kit. It's not like a modern Traxxas. Everything here there's only one purpose: go fast and be light. ANP Racing, thank you, man. I'm gonna read this. Что происходит? Что происходит? Что происходит? He said. You see that? I know how to read it, bro. I'm a little slow in the Russian reading. You could put in a little more. I'll read it again, bro. He goes, Что происходит? That means what's happening. Sickening. Ken, how you doing there, Ken? Yeah, if you guys want to pick one of these, I put a link to it. I mean, it's buildable. It's buildable. I mean, there's only really one in stock right now. I put a link to it. It's literally the first link. Not this exact model, but it's the funny car. Actually, the funny car is a little bit bigger than this, so I probably would get the funny car. All right, we got a request to do one more step here. Put the axle in. All right, so actually the axle is not the next part. All right, if you guys want, I'll stick around. We'll open up one more bag because my nickname is Two Bag Hybrid, but today I opened up many bags. All right, let me see what we got as the next. The next step is this portion. Step 9, open bag 4, attach the gear to the wider hub with two 3/8-inch long screws. Install 2 groups. Okay, so open up bag 4. Ray, take a look at the link. I'm telling you, it's this car. Actually, the funny car is a little bit bigger. The Pro Stock is a shorter chassis. I would highly recommend you look at it. I put the link in the description of this video. It's literally in stock, $150 right now. So the kit's buildable. It's buildable. All right, so bag 4. Here we go. I don't know why they call it DN4. It should just be bag 4. I mean, you figure it out, but like, if you're going to refer to it as bag 4 in a manual, you call it bag 4, not D. What does DN stand for? Nobody knows. Maybe don't know 4. Let's take a look at this, just a quickie. I'm starving out here actually already. Gotta tell you, building kits makes you hungry. Yeah, don't need. It stands for don't need 4. I mean, everyone out there 3D printing RCs now. Truth is, this is going to be better quality than a 3D printed car anyway. Just get this. Okay. So here is our spur gear. I'm going to probably look for the old school T-Max. This looks like a T-Max. You know what? Let me go get something real quick. I'm going to go get a T-Max spur gear. Give me a second here. All right. My bad about that. Could not find the T-Max one, but I found, I'm glad John Hensey was talking about ball diffs. I found an RC10 GT spur gear. Bro, this appears to be exactly the same spur gear. Ray Coral, man, I'll talk to you later. You have a good night, bro. This appears to be the one that they give you. It's literally identical to the RC10 GT. This is some kind of major mystery discovery. What do you think about that, everybody? Oh, wow. It's a Kimbro. Dude, 64 teeth, just like the RC10 GT. Check this out. Check Texas, everybody. Check this out. Kimbro. This is a brand name spur gear. Kimbro, if you guys don't know, they make real good servo savers for pretty much any old Traxxas or anything. Kimbro. If you ever get a servo saver, you get the Kimbro brand. That's an interesting touch. I am amazed. I am baffled, amazed, and also hungry at the same time. What I need is a damn T-Max spur gear, though. Because I wanted to check if the pitch is the same. I think the pitch 32 pitch. This might be 38. It's not the same. I'll worry about spur gears later. Anyway, these are the axles. I mean, it's plot. They make upgrade axles, by the way. So axle shaft is real fat. Essentially, this is what it's going to look like with the axles installed. Well, I can't get it in right now because it needs to be loosened up a little bit. But essentially, this is what the axle is going to look like when it's installed with the rear wheels. So I could see why right here, probably good area to use bearings. This is an area for bearings right here. This is a bearing area. Good area for bearings. What's up there, white bread? I mean, Wonder Bread. Damn, I already said that. Why did I say that again? Lightning SVT goes into Robinson Racing spur gear. I mean, well, yeah, basically related. Yeah, Kimbro though. Let me see what the next step is. I moved down to the axle, but it's actually not in this step. So I'm gonna remove the axle. It's a pretty solid piece of metal too. Let me see what we got over here. So they're telling us to mount open back 4, attach the gear to the wider hub. Okay, what is the wider hub? Okay, so there's 2 hubs. Okay. All right, well, clearly the one on the right is the wider hub. Okay, so this is going to be something like this. All right, let me see what screws we need. Can be mounted with a flat side in or out as needed. Get it to the lineup of the clutch bell. Let's see. All right, so it's saying you can mount this spur gear either direction, this way or this way, based on spacing. That's actually a nice touch. You have a little bit of flexibility, so you could easily flip the spur gear. Matt Season, how you doing there, man? You're just in time. I'm not going to stay here long. I'm building this RJ Speed Nitro Pro drag kit. Talking about gearing. All right, so it says you can mount the spur gear any direction in order to get better clearance. All right, how many screws? 2 screws, 2 3/8 screws. So it looks like these. I'm going to mount it basically how they have it pictured for now. Yep, Friday night. Nitro out here. All right, I'm going to mount it like this for now with this facing inside. It could be flipped, so we'll take a look at that later. Screw right there. I mean, so far, really no issues. Screw right there. Actually, not right there. Let's see. Oh, Mad Season gifted a membership. Oh, Sean Block. Welcome to the NitroGang channel membership, bro. There's a good amount of older videos and streams that I make members only, sometimes directly after the video. So that's really nice. I appreciate that from Mad Season, longtime channel member as well. How the hell do you mount this? Okay. So it appears that we need to be across like this. Okay. 1 and a 2. There we go, baby. There we go. Come on, get in there. So I did see there are a good amount of replacements parts for these available. So, like, if anything happens, not the end of the world. Okay. All right. And this is all adjustable too. All right. That's basically the way the axle mount is going to be and the spur gear. All right, bro. The next step is the engine. Let me just go take a look at what the next step is, because that's going to be where I might have to take a break right now. So next step is this. So I did this. Step 10, open bag 12, install your clutch onto your engine. All right, so bag 10. Question is, where's bag 10? There is no bag 10. They really should have a picture of the bags. I think they're referring to bag 12. I think bag 10 is bag 12. Because this is the engine mounts. In this case, they're showing a picture of the engine mounts. There's some kind of bag conspiracy over here. Wonderbrother wants to know, do I have to use these wheels? It appears that you do, because these wheels, they are bolted onto the hubs. You could tell this is going to be the wheel hub. It's like a 4-screw proprietary design. So you do have to use these wheels. I guess if you could modify something, you could probably rig something up. Question is, why can't they get their bag numbers correct? I don't have a bag 10 here. I think they mean this. Yeah, their bag stuff is not correctly labeled. Notice this was the DN4 rear axle. And in this step, it says open bag. Oh, no, actually, that's correct. Shit, my bad. I read it correctly. It says bag 12, not step 10. My bad. Guys, my bad. I'm hungry. My head hurts. My head hurts. My bad. I read it wrong, okay? It's D12. We're all good. We're all good. I made a mistake, everybody. All right, bros. I think we're going to call it a day for now. As you could tell, when mistakes start to happen, you got to shut it down. Dudes, I want to say thank you for being here. I might be back with this build tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But if you want to pick one of these up, I'm telling you, there is a link in the stream for you to get it. Let me show you before I go real quick right now, actually. All right, so we got the link right here. It's the very, very first link. This is basically the same model, except the funny car kit. The funny car kit has a longer chassis. Honestly, this is probably the sickening one to get. Mine is just like basically a stubby X chassis, you know. But they're in stock. I really do recommend you go pick these up for 150. There's like a small coupon you can get. So honestly, you could be at 135 on this. 135 bucks to build a sickening Nitro. I say hell yeah to that. All right, bros, I'm gonna be here for like 2 more minutes. Melissa's already on the Taco Bell app. We gotta get burritos tonight. Rossman, how you doing, dude? I gotta tell you, it's pretty difficult reading instructions in tiny little print and in poorly, typed out paper, and look at the phone screen and make sure everything's in the video correctly. So I don't know if I'm gonna come back to do this tomorrow. I might just do this on my own. But I got the front end done, rear end like halfway done. Speed freak, no problem, bro. I mean, no major progress since. Preston and Cats, bro, let's hope that does not happen, Hey, sometimes we've hit cars in real life, and hopefully it's nothing too serious. John Hensley goes, man, warming yourself up to the snowmobile build. By next year, I think it's going to be a go. This is going to be some proper work on this. Oh, we got Lawless. How you doing there, Lawless? Happy Friday to you, man. Snickers, lucky, bro. I got those Snickers. I'm Snickers free tonight. What I do have is a bunch of parts that are hard to fit together. I think when this thing is painted, these kind of like cars are basically all about the body. Once the electronics are in there, it's going to look beyond sickening. I'm going to tell you right now, bros. Oh, Tim Kungus, welcome back to the totally sickening level. I appreciate that, bro. If you guys don't know, Tim is the owner of We Are RC chain of hobby stores. I've been to his store multiple times. Great dude. I don't know if they sell these models, but I'm sure if customers want it, they'll probably order it. Lawless, thank you, bro. He goes, tacos on me. Melissa and I, we appreciate it. We got to head out back to the We Are RC soon in Pennsylvania. We really haven't been driving much because, like, basically our leased car is coming up. We're like literally like 1,000 miles left on the lease for like 3 months. So I kind of been staying put, bros. That's kind of like why. Really not been going out much anywhere, if you haven't noticed. The lease killing me. Average. Ween, how you doing? He goes, We RC is a great store. Chain of stores now. Hell yeah to that. I mean, that's basically been the goal of this channel, is to promote the hobby. And I think if members here in the chat are doing it, then that's goal accomplished. As for me, I know my path. I'm happy being where I am. Zach Conway, how you doing there, Zach? He goes, build the dragster around Christmas. Love the RJ speed kits. Fun to build and take a lot of finesse. Yeah, certainly noticing that finesse. Timothy goes, what's up, Nitro Gang? Well, man, question. You ever have a customer on one of these kits at your stores? I don't think so. This is not a very well-known brand. In fact, they're probably out of stock all the time. But I'm curious. By the way, guys, if you don't know, Timothy does a whole lot of racing, indoor, and different activities at the location in Pennsylvania. I think next time Melissa and I were going to pick up likely like a hybrid Kia. I think the next car lease we're going to get is likely going to be like a hybrid Kia Sportage. Hopefully, their hybrids are actually normal, unlike the rest of their cars. And we'll venture out again. But as of now, really haven't been going too far just because the mileage on the lease is pretty much already at the end. Yeah, Sean Block goes, I wish there were more kits. Out of the kits, honestly, this is like one of the last of the cheap models. Oh, RC is basically going towards 8 scale buggy kits. Not good, not bad. It just is what it is. But not everyone is a racer. Me personally, I don't particularly care about that. I have a day job. I have stuff to do. I can't really devote a lot of time to that, right? A lot of streaming channels today, they're going pretty much only social media. Can't trust a person like that. I'm going to tell you something. Can't trust a person like that. All right. Ace, how you doing there, Ace? Sean Block goes, don't lease. To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of leasing, but the truth is, modern vehicles, if you want to get anything relatively average, they're going to be like a 40 plus $1,000 car. None of them are going to be cheap. So, when you lease, you're not paying the whole price of the vehicle, at least. Big Boys Toys, thank you, man. I know you've been a sickening member for a real long time. Member till you are buried. Well, let's hope that's not for a long time, bro. But if that's soon, could I please have one of your Nitros? Please tell Nitro Queen Safa to send it over. We'll take care of her. Yeah, I'm going to have to say it right here. I don't want to say it before, but Wonderbird said it. Can't trust a YouTuber who don't have a job. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that's 100% the truth. And I don't mean people that are like, unable to earn an income. I mean like able-bodied people. If you're trying to make, let's say, social media your sole career out of, let's say, well, it could go either way. But I will say for me, can't trust a YouTuber without a job, okay? It's basically 100% always been true. What happens today in social media, people just, if a hot chick today hasn't figured out how to monetize her channel, she's not going to be there for a long time, okay? Unfortunately, that's the truth right here. But that's the truth, bros. Speed Freak, I agree. Today everyone thinks they're like a professional. They use the word content creator. Bros, stop calling it that. This is just people talking to a recording by themselves in a room. Okay? That's legit what YouTube is. It's people whose eyes hurt because they look at a computer screen all day and then they look at it later and they watch and they try to get the next trend. You know what trends I care about? None of those. I don't care about any of those trends. I care about when is Taco Bell on sale trend. When it is, you let me know. Until then, that's the trend, baby. That's the trend. Gotta tell you, I'm excited to get to this part of the fuel tank. I started out YouTube videos, and it took my channel years to get monetized. Did I get discouraged? No, because I didn't care about it. I basically just wanted to watch my own videos. And here we are today, having a lot of people around the world do the same exact thing. And I am grateful for that. All right, everyone. I appreciate all your support tonight. I'm probably going to work on this a little bit further. And never forget, you can't trust social media, anybody, unless they have a job. There's this one jerk. I keep opening up Instagram, and I really don't use Instagram because it's essentially junk. I don't know if I can find this picture, but it's basically this guy with like a terrible, stupid accent, like stupider than mine. I'll admit it. I have a stupid accent. Let's see. I'm going to show you this guy just so you all know what I'm talking about. I follow a lot of the fitness community, and honestly, they're all scammers. Let me see. Damn, can't find this loser now. It's not an RC channel. It's like Kick Kit Fit, Kick Kit something. It's like this guy that basically ruins food for views. Real disgusting nonsense. Let me see. Kick. can't find it. When we find it, here we go. I just don't agree with this kind of nonsense. Tim, bro, you have a good night, bro. Thank you for tuning in. We're happy to see that owners of sickening hobby store chains follow this channel. It's exciting stuff. Let me just show you who this guy is. I mean, it's a fitness YouTuber, but it's basically nonsense. It's beyond nonsense. This is what it's all going towards. Just so you see. Just so you see. Just so you see what I'm talking about. It's disgusting. All right. So this guy basically just wastes food all the time. So right here, he's basically going to pretend to enjoy to eat. Look at this. This is disgusting. This should be illegal. It's a block of cheese with beans and uncooked chicken, basically. He's going to fake cook it. If I can give you a thumbs down, I would. And now he's going to pretend to eat that. You see, this kind of stuff should be illegal. There's food insecurity in this country. Yes, Speed Freak, this is what this guy does. Do you see what I'm talking about? This is the fitness community right here. All stupid misinformation. Should be totally illegal to do this crap. Let's see another one. All right. This is literally what social media is today. Do you understand? That's like 6 wasted half-cooked chickens. Of course, the whole goal is to use their stupid app. Yeah, Wonder Bread. This guy, and now he's going to fake eat it like a slob. This is what's being promoted today. This is social media. This is the reality. This is how this guy makes money, on hate views. Yep, Ace, I agree. This is just one channel. I mean, listen, this guy's not doing anything illegal. But let's see. Some nonsense. This is what people watching, I'm sad to say. Meatballs, I mean, that's like food for like 12 people. Obviously, he put honey on it. For what purpose? Nobody knows. Just for stupid views. See, this guy, he has no job. You can't trust him. That's what I'm saying. This is just one example. Oh, there's also Vegan Gains, the guy who lies about steroid abuse. So here he got a bunch of uncooked chicken. It's literally raw. He's going to drench it in like $12 of olive oil. That's like a $6. Well, that's like a whole thing of eggs. Honestly, I was way bigger than this guy, and I ate better. Back in my youth, if I showed you a picture, you would freak out. This is what social media is, everybody. Nonsense. All right, bro. Melissa coming down here to tell me to shut up.
Turn that off. Nobody wants to see the disgusting people eating.
Oh, she told me to shut it down. Turn it off. They're disgusting. Sorry, bros. I'm, sometimes I have an opinion. I'd like to share it, All right, my dudes. It's been real. I'm going to work on this a little bit. If you want to pick one up, I highly recommend it. Don't know how long these are going to be out. All you guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to all the people that supported and helped this channel throughout the years. Keep making Nitro great again. Talk to you guys next time.